Hey everybody, Lisa here from Prims on Greenway. Today is Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. And hello to everybody. Hello to subscribers. Hello to those who are passing through. Hello to new people. You're all welcome here at this channel. And I've not been here in a little bit because I have been crazy busy, as we all are for sure. One of the big highlights recently that I'll share is that I was preparing swag for the Addicts Sampler Symposium that took place last weekend. From the feedback I got, everybody had a magical time. Jean Lee knows how to put on a retreat, that's for sure. And if you're a sampler lover, oh boy, were you in heaven. So unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but received lots and lots of messages from people who were there, as well as from Jean herself. And it was just a lovely weekend. The swag I made were my wax strawberries. I made them into a necklace and sent the message that you could clip it off the necklace, use it as a scissor fob, use it as a zipper pull, or just in a display. And I received so many lovely messages from ladies who really enjoyed them. So I'm so thrilled. I'm just so thrilled that in a small way, I was part of Sampler Symposium this year. And I will try my best to insert a picture here of one of those finishes, since I sent them all off, 160 of them. So I was pretty busy November and December working on those, but I am thrilled to be back, I'm hoping today to do a 2023 finish parade. So I hope you have your stitching with you and you're relaxed in a comfortable chair and ready for some eye candy. Of course, this is not everything I finished because lots of things this year did go for gifts and retreats, etc., but I still have plenty to show. So I'm going to get right into it. And I do have a list so that it kind of keeps me on track. So first thing last year, January 2023, if you do recall, I renamed 2023 the year of the Abecedarian, and my goal was to finish all 12 Abecedarian charts. These are charts by Blackbird Designs. Some are out of print and some are not. Of those 12, I did finish 6. So I did not reach my goal, unfortunately, but I did get halfway there. And so I will be showing you all 6 of those. The first one that I started in January of last year was called My Friend's House. I do have the patterns. I don't have the patterns for all of my finishes, but I do have the patterns to show you for these. Now, I have everything here on my bed. So I will be reaching and looking. So the first one is My Friend's House. And I do believe this is still available. Definitely check. If I had to go to one website that might have these, try Kitten Stitcher. I think she might have this one. This is called My Friend's House. It's the Abecedarian series, and it's Blackbird Designs. As I said, there are 12 of them. They are numbered. I didn't go in numerical order. This one, in fact, is number 8. I just went with what I was feeling at the time. So here's the chart. And I don't have a fully finish, but let me reach over here. But I do have a finish, and I brought something to put it on so we can kind of see it. And a lot of times I add extra fabric because I'm a Q-snap stitcher, so I add extra fabric to be able to fit it in my Q-snap nicely. So don't pay attention to that. But here is the finish. Here is the finish. I think I already said, but I will repeat that this was on 40 count Heartland by Picture This Plus. I just used all the called for threads. And actually, if you can't read it, this says, the ornament of a house is the friends who frequent it. And I put my initials and I put my good friend Gail's initials right in there. So there we are. This is a beautiful design. The colors are spectacular. They're just my style. Very deep blues and browns and a little bit of reds, you know, sprinkled in there. Just beautiful, just beautiful. So as I said, this one is still available. So go ahead and grab it for your 2024 stitching. Maybe I will set this here to make a pile. Okay, next up, in January, I did another Blackbird called Petite Letters. This was a free pattern that I found on Alma's blog, and I stitched it on 40 count Cafe au Lait Zweigart linen, and I used a Soie d'Alger 2924. So here we are on that one. Isn't that pretty? I love, love, love that red. It just pops right out on that Cafe au Lait linen. Now, I, last week I think it was, I posted a quick, maybe 15-minute video of what was on my work table. And what I did show is that I am finishing 6 red samplers that I've done over the past couple years, and I'm putting them in the slots of a 6-pane window that I've painted. I'm not going to show it here. It's not completely done. It's kind of awkward. So once it gets completely done, it'll be much easier to show. But this will be one of those 6 little red samplers that are going in there. So, so if you didn't see it, you can go back to my previous video. It's just 15 minutes, and you will see that picture frame on there. So there you go. That was number 2. From January of 2023, another Blackbird. You know, when I put all my finishes together, I noticed I do stitch a lot of Blackbird. That is my favorite designer. I'm just going to insert here because I'm talking about Blackbird. I'm going to insert this little public service announcement that Dying to Stitch Needlework Shop down in Virginia Beach, Virginia is giving a retreat this October. And it will be Alma from Blackbird Designs, and she has announced this is her very last retreat. Sign-ups were yesterday. I'm definitely going. In fact, I'm going to be one of the vendors down there. So I'm so excited. Gail and I are going together, and so I can't wait to meet all you people who might be going down there. And if you're interested, go ahead and get on the wait list. With these retreats and, you know, things come up. People sign up and then they can't make it for whatever reason. There could be a myriad of reasons. So get on the wait list because this is going to be amazing. And again, I am a Blackbird fan, Blackbird junkie, whatever you want to say. And so I'm definitely going to be there. And as I said, I'm going to be vending. So this year I'm going to be working through the year and making things to bring to my vending booth. And that is kind of one of my 2024 plans, which I'll go through at the end, but that's part of it. So there you go. Okay, next up. I don't know if you remember, but last January I took a quilt class locally in Utica, New York. And I don't remember the name of this quilt, but I'll just show it briefly because I'm super proud of it. It's all the way on the other side of the bed. So hang on. I'm going to have to kind of reach over a little bit here and grab this stuff. So here we are. This is the quilt. This is basically, I guess I would just call it a churn dash quilt because it's 4 churn dash squares or blocks, I guess is a better term. So here it is. It's mostly in that picture, I think. These are made with French General Fabrics. I don't remember the line, but it's, yeah, it's one of those quilts. It was my kind of first, well, I have to say it was my second quilt. Still plenty of mistakes, but that's okay. I got it done. I'll show you kind of a little closer the beautiful fabrics. These are just gorgeous fabrics, just gorgeous. And here's the middle. Just gorgeous fabrics for sure. And then I'll show you the back, which was also a French General. Just beautiful. I believe I put, oh yeah, I did. I tried to put a label. You know who taught me this? Susan Stanley. Thanks, Susan. Several years ago when I wanted to get into quilting, one of her big recommendations is put a label on your quilts. And I have been trying to follow that. And you can't see it very well. Basically, it just says beginner quilt. I put my name in the year. So you can kind of see it, but it's just a little label here on the back. But anyways, I'm super proud of it. I love how it came out. I keep it downstairs, just laid over the back of a couch, you know, because it's really quite small, but I still love it. I still love it. And I'm loving, can I just tell you, loving my Singer Featherweight. Just love that machine. Now this was not stitched on it, but the next quilt down the line here, I'll show you, was stitched on it, and I love that featherweight. So there will be more quilts in future. I also love the smalls. I don't envision myself right now doing a big quilt. Maybe at some point I will get the bug for that. You never know with me. Right now I'm into smalls. In fact, quilts even smaller than this. So anyways, this was a wonderful quilt class, and I'm glad I did it, and I love the outcome. So there we go. There we go on that. Okay, kids, what's next? In January, I started Floradello. Flora, I don't have the pattern here with me. She was out of a, what's that magazine, guys? It's an out-of-print magazine. It's a sampler magazine. A Sampler's Quarterly, something along those lines is where she was out of. If you want to know exactly, please just message me or leave a message below and I will find that for you. I just didn't dig them all out, but that's where this one is from. And she's also one of my red samplers that will go in one of the window panes. She's stitched on 38 count foxglove and lace linen in the colorway Aged Paper. I used a Gentle Arts red called Holly. So let me grab that. This one I actually already have laced, ready to go on the window frame. So here she is. She is Floradello. You can see her name there on the bottom, Floradello. And you can kind of see in between the red letters, there is stitched kind of a fleshy colored bands. I think the name of that floss was Skinny Dip, which could have been a Weeks, I think. But there you go. She is cute as can be and is going to look awesome on my red sampler window. So there we go. There we go. All right. What's next up? Next up in January, this is all, I was very productive last January. I'm not sure if I've been this productive this January, but wow. I started another Blackbird design called Forget Me Not. This was from the Abecedarian series. And I stitched, this is called Forget Me Not. I stitched it on 40 count Vintage Country Mocha. Let me see if I can find the pattern. Here it is, right here on top. This one is an out of print pattern, but you know, the nice thing is Elma's been putting out a lot of reprints. Let's hope she puts out the whole Abecedarian series because this is an amazing series, totally amazing. So here we go on this one. This is very floral with some birds and urns and of course an alphabet in the middle. So there we go on the pattern, and here we go on the stitching. Let me show you this one. So here we are. This came out very beautiful. This is not my usual colors, but I still loved stitching it. And I put my husband and I's initials in the urns. They're hard to see. And I put the year of our, the year we got married, which was 1998. So there we go. Let me try to get that. I'll try to get that close. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful blues. Beautiful blues. And there's the little birds. And as I said, it's hard to see our initials on the urns, but they are in there. So there you go. So I am hoping to have these framed sometime this year. You know, I won't have all 12 of them, but I still think they would look really cute on a wall, you know, in a grouping. Like I have my grouping back there. Those are mostly Blackbird designs, except for one. That's a Hands Across the Sea, Tom's Foolery there on the bottom, but all the rest are Blackbird designs. I am a Blackbird fan. Okay, I've said that already, Lisa. You've said that already. Okay, let's see. What is next, guys? Let's see. In the month of February, I don't know if you remember, but Michelle from Under the Woolen Willow and I were doing a Word of the Year project. My Word of the Year was Simplify. And one of the things that I made, I don't have everything, but one of the things I made was this old basket that I utilized. And I put the word Simplify here in a like wool pillow. It's kind of gotten saggy over the year, but wool pillow, I kind of just attached it with ribbon. This is another idea, an old basket, a new basket. You can attach wool. You'll see later I've attached cross stitch to baskets. Many things you can do with baskets. And I usually display this downstairs and I have it filled with all sorts of goodness, antique buttons and little pieces of lace and all sorts of little things. I took them all out to bring it upstairs to show you, but I did put in a bottom with a beautiful piece of fabric in there. It just makes the basket sing for sure. So just another bit of inspiration, a little idea. If you have an old basket hanging out or you're at an estate sale or garage sale and you see a cute basket, pick it up. There's a lot of things you can do with it to incorporate it into your stitching, wool, punch needle finishes. So, so there's just a little inspiration on that from last year. Okay, next on the hit parade is March. I started another abecedarian called Garden Borders. Here's this one. I actually have this one right on top too. This is also an out of print, but again, we're crossing fingers that she might reprint these. It's very, very beautiful, very beautiful. I stitched mine on 40 count Winter's Brew by R&R. Okay, so let me show you the finish. These are obviously much smaller finishes than hers because I think she stitched a lot of, I think she stitched them on 30 count. Now, of course, I can't find it. It's not at my fingertips, but yeah, 30 count. She stitched everything on a 30 count. Mine's on a 40 count, so mine are obviously a little smaller. But here we are at this finish. Also gorgeous. I love the little strawberries there. Aren't they cute? And the little red bird, the house with the red door. You cannot go wrong with a red door. I need a red door on my house. I don't have a red door. I have plenty of doors. My house is old. It's from the mid-1800s, and there are many entrances to this house. Not a one has a red door. Maybe that'll be on the list for next year, or for this year, 2024. There we go. Cute as a button, cute as a button. Okay, let me get my list. What's next? Next, we have another Blackbird design called Hannah's Small Basket. It is out of a book that I borrowed from my friend Gail. I don't have it with me right now. It's called A Schoolgirl's Work. This is an awesome book. Again, let's hope she reprints it because it's all sampler based. So for you sampler lovers out there, you would love this book. So Hannah's Small Basket, I stitched on a 40 count Hobby House dye works linen called Mysterious. Again, it's very small, but cute as can be. Let's see, we'll put it right on here. And here it is. Let's see if we can get it over there. There we go. There we go. Cute as can be. The flowers are kind of a purpley type tone, and the letters are kind of more of in a gray tone. But I love it. It was a super quick stitch and just adorable out of that book. So cross fingers, she's going to reprint that. All right, next on our hit parade is another Blackbird design. This is from the Abecedarian series called Rosie Morning. And here is the pattern. This is an out of print Rosie Morning, but again, gorgeous. Look at that. I loved those flowers. Those flowers just did me in. They are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I stitched this on 40 count Snickerdoodle by Dixie Sampler Fabrics. Dixie is on Facebook. She had contacted me after I'd showed this. I guess a lot of people started contacting her. They wanted some Snickerdoodle. It's an awesome color. So I'm thinking she probably has made some more. So look her up on Facebook. her fabrics are beautiful. They're just beautiful. So without further ado, I'm hoping I can show this color, because it really, I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know, cross between a pink and a brown, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I think I should put it on sorry, I should really put it on here. I think you might be able to see it better. I don't know. That's really not the true color. If I come back, that's really not the true color. Yeah, it's definitely more pinkish, orangish. I mean, maybe that you're seeing it a little bit better on there than you did on the card, but there you go. That's sort of what you can see. But I just love this pattern. Oh my gosh, look at the bird with the crown. Oh love it. All right, so there you go. Okay, next on my hit parade, I moved on to some wool at that time, and this was from Rebecca Smith. She has only put out 3 books. They're all still in print. There's something I think you can get on Amazon very readily, or probably other book sellers. Anyways, this particular pattern was called Sewing in the Seeds of Time, and she did kind of a wall hanging like this, where I made it into a banner, but I disassembled the banner, and I'm just showing you, the middle said simplify. So I took that off because it's too awkward to show you, but here are the 2 end pieces, which were the Rebecca Smith. So here is one. Isn't that cute? Love those colors. Oh my gosh, love those colors. That's probably a good representation of those colors. And then here was the other one. I think in her pattern there was either 3 or 4. I only did 2. So at some point I might do the others and incorporate them all into one big banner. So anyways, super cute. If you have never done wool, I'm going to say it again. I've said it a million times. Give it a try. It's super easy. If you love color, wool is such a they're so saturated with color. They're just beautiful. And they're so fast. I mean, you get a finish and boom, you know, I love cross stitch. It's my first love, but even small patterns, they take a while. So give wool a try. All right, moving into April. I don't know if you remember, but I last year finally took down my Christmas cards in my kitchen. I had them strung up in my kitchen, and I made some paper banners, and I sold some of these paper banner packets. Yeah, good question where I put them. I sold a few at the October Prim Retreat. Oh, here it is, at Hobby House. And I have like 2 of them left, I think. So here's the packaging that I made up for them. And if I move the ribbon down, you can, or maybe move it up, you can kind of see the banners are basically scrapbooking paper in the shape of a banner. And then I put square pieces of beautiful fabrics on them. And the ribbon here you use to kind of string them together. So there you go. Paper banners. I'm hoping this might be a little inspiration for you to give a little paper crafting a try. And they are cute as can be. You know, you can choose scrapbook paper or fabrics to your liking. Mine are kind of more on the red line, the prim line. But if you're a bright person, hey, pick some bright colors and they'll look cute as a button in your craft room, your kitchen, bedroom, wherever you want to brighten some space up. So banners work. Later on, I'm going to show you another banner. Okay, so in April, I moved on to another abecedarian called Mother's Day, which I stitched on 40 count Lallybrock by Tabby Cat. And here's the pattern. This one, unfortunately, isn't out of print, but here's the pattern. This one has a few specialty stitches. I think just satin stitches. I think they're in the flowers up towards the top. Lots of purples on this one too. Beautiful, beautiful pattern. Oh, this is a number 10 in the series. As I said, I wasn't stitching them in order by any means. And so let me put this on here. The Lallybrook was very modeled, if you want to say. So I have to say, I feel like part of the design got kind of lost, but still beautiful, still beautiful. So there you go. Yeah, the top is lots of purples, and there you go. Just beautiful, beautiful pattern for sure. So there you go, another Blackbird. Boy, did I do a lot of Blackbird. And I started out this year with Blackbird, which I'll show you. Yeah. Okay, Lisa, stop saying it. All right, next, move on. Move on. Next is another Blackbird, and this was in May. I did Lady Liberty. This was a stitch along with Merritt Crawford from the Just Because Buzz. I stitched this on 36 count vintage homespun by R&R. This was meant to be a drum. I only stitched part of it, just the long part of it. The top of it had Lady Liberty. I did not stitch her, and I did not make a drum. So again, a little inspiration using baskets. So here we are. This is what I did. I added a little wool star here in the corner, and here is the pattern. Here's the pattern. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I mounted it on this basket just with some ribbon. There's some ribbon here on the back. You can easily take it off, put it back on. So it's a quick finish. This has some fabric behind it. Basically just sewed them right sides together and then flipped them and then stitched up the little end. So here we are, Lady Liberty by Blackbird Designs. Can't go wrong with a little red, white, and blue. So there you go on that. Okay, next on our hit parade. In June, I started Wild Berries by Blackbird Designs. This is another Abecedarian stitched on 40 count Creme Brulee by Tabby Cat. This is a super small one, so I don't think I need the board for this one. Super small. There we go. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. Did I not show you the pattern? I thought I had it here. Sorry, guys. Maybe I do not have it here. I thought I did, but I do not see it. So I believe this is an out of print one, though. But you can see what it looks like. Lots and lots of mistakes in this one, in the bird. But you can't tell. You can't tell. I am starting to really, I mean, I'm a type A personality. I like things, you know, the perfection of things. But you know what? I am tearing a page out of Jean Lee's book. Just move forward. Just move forward. Unless it's something that's going to throw the whole thing off, just move forward. You can't tell. And it makes it your own. You know, it makes it your own. So there you go. So I think that ends my Abecedarian. I did not continue after that, but there are 6 more out there. Maybe this year I'll get another 1 or 2 done. I'm not sure. 6 are on my list, but maybe I'll get another 1 or 2 done. But it was fun. It was fun, and I'm going to have them framed and put in a grouping for sure. All right, so I have to be honest, my July and August and September, a lot of it was devoted to the Primitive Needle Arts Primer Retreat and making centerpieces and swag and other such things. But I did sneak in August, if you remember, a trip to Phoenix with my daughter and spent a week at the Attic Needlework Shop with Jean Lee. It was treasured memories. Treasured memories. It was the most beautiful week I've ever had. It was a week to myself because my daughter was off doing something else. I've never really taken a vacation kind of by myself doing my own thing, and it was fabulous. Highly recommend. Anyways, while I was there, one of the things I had purchased and started was Harriet Hay. Let me see. She is, oh dear. She is in the other room. Okay, I am gonna pause you and I will be right back. Hi guys, I'm back. I know that was only a second for you, but I wanted to grab Harriet and show her to you. And of course, yeah, while I was off, did I grab the pattern? No, I didn't. So excuse the reach. It's really way over here. Sorry. Okay, here we come. Here we come back. Okay, here we are. All right, so here we are. This is Harriet Hay, 1809. It's a beautiful pattern by Mill on the Floss Samplers. I purchased this at the attic when I was there in August in Phoenix. And did I say 40 count vintage sand dune by Lakeside? So let me see if I can get this so you can see her. What we got going on here. I got a good start on her August and September, but I haven't stitched on her in a while because of all the other things I had going on with my retreats and classes and swag and all that jazz. But she's still beautiful. At some point I will get her finished. I don't know when, but here she is. Here she is. I got part of the border done. There's still yellow flowers that need to be filled in on the border, but of course I did all the red. I love these baskets. They are not completely matching, and I really love that too. And there's a crown in there, some birds and other flower baskets. I just started over here. You can kind of see these two things are the feet, legs of I think what's a peacock. So that's what I kind of left off working on, was the peacock. So that'll be my next thing to complete on this. There is some over one over here, and I keep telling myself I should get that done and not save it till the end. So, you know, maybe after the peacock, I'll do a few words, and then I think after that, this whole section will be done. So I'll probably start working kind of in here next. So there you go. Harriet Hay. I am stitching this with a gal that I met while I was there in Phoenix at the attic. Her name is Debbie. She partially lives in Phoenix and partially lives in Chicago. And she is a sweet lady. She is a very, very productive stitcher. And she is way farther along on this than I am. So I am inspired by her to keep on going, because as I said, eventually I do want to finish. This house is fantastical, but looks a little intimidating. I will have to just take it step by step, right? It's stitch by stitch. That's all we can do, stitch by stitch. So anyways, that is Harriet Hay. So she is a whip that I am taking into 2024. Quite honestly, I think she's the only whip that I'm taking into 2024. I think everything else I had completed in 2023. Okay, so there you go on her. What else? Oh, the other one I just want to mention that I had started in 2022, I believe, was Sarah Fletcher. Or did I start her at the beginning of 2023? I can't remember right now. I might have started her right at the end of 22. And I finished her just after I got back from Phoenix this August. I don't have her with me because I mailed her back to the attic to be framed. So my next Flosstube, I'm hoping that I will have her framed and then I can show you Sarah Fletcher. She's by Hands Across the Sea. She's a beautiful sampler, probably about this big. She's kind of a long rectangular sampler. Lots of reds. Gotta love it. All right, next, let's move on to September. I started an out of print pattern that I had borrowed from my friend Beth Seal at Summer House Stitchworks. We were chatting and I mentioned that I'd wanted to stitch this, and she says, oh, I have it at home. I'll mail it to you, Lisa, which is so sweet of her. And this is Birds of a Feather, Sally Spencer. I did not put Sally's name on here. I don't believe this is a reproduction sampler. I think it's an original. So I actually put my name on it. I stitched it on 40 count Bee's Knees by Seraphim. And I've already gone on and on in a previous video at how much I love Bee's Knees. This color is just up my alley. That's all I can say. It's kind of got that rich honey color to it. And that's my vibe. So I think these colors sing on it. This is a red, white, and blue sampler. And I think these colors just sing on Bee's Knees by Seraphim. it's a lovely fabric to stitch with. So I highly recommend it, highly recommend it. One of the things that drew me to this little sampler is the saying, sooner begun, sooner done. And that is me for sure. That is me for sure. And let me get a little closer. That bird, is that bird amazing or what? Just amazing. I can't see what I'm showing you. Here we go. Isn't that an amazing little bird? It is so cute. These flowers. Look at those flowers on the bottom. Oh, love, 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 love. So there you go. There you go. So unfortunately, as I said, this is out of print, but you know, ask your stitchy friends. Sometimes they have these things in the back of their stash and they're willing to just borrow it to you. So ask around. Next, speaking of Beth Seal of Summer House Stitch Works, I stitched one of her patterns called We Gather Together. I stitched it on a 40 count doubloon that was gifted to me by my friend Gail. It's a Picture This Plus, and I did a basket finish on this one. So let me show you. I didn't dig out the pattern here. I know some of it ghosts a little bit, but I like that. You can kind of see the stitches there a bit. 1863 is the year Abraham Lincoln made Thanksgiving a national holiday. And that's why Beth put that date on there. And it does say We Gather Together. Again, some of the letters are a little ghosty, but there we are. We gather together. Mounted on a basket with a ribbon. Easy peasy. Inspiration for another finishing idea for your cross stitch. All right, next up is, let's see. Oh, I know. At some point this fall, and I don't remember if it was September or October, I did a little online class with Merritt Crawford of the Just Because Buzz, and I wanted to show real quick this gorgeous pincushion we made. Isn't that gorgeous? On, I forgot what this is called, milk glass. I think this is called milk glass. So cute as can be, isn't that? I couldn't help but show it. She's such a sweet lady. If you're not watching her, you need to go watch her. Her finishing is exquisite. So definitely check out the Just Because Buzz with Merritt Crawford. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, what else is on my little list here? In October, it was retreats. It was the Primitive Needle Arts Primer, and then I went to Maryland to Salty Yarns to teach. So that kind of took up my October. When I got back in November, it was all about making strawberries for Sampler Symposium. But I did stitch, and I forgot to grab the pattern. I know I've showed it on a previous Flosstube. It was a Pineberry Lane pattern. And it was a sampler pattern, and I feel like it might have been my friend's house, my friend something, my dear friend, something along those lines from Pineberry Lane. It's an adorable sampler. I want to stitch the whole thing, but my motivation was to stitch on 20 count linen. And I'd never done that before. Down at Salty Yarns, they had many displays of large count linen, and I wanted to give it a try. So I picked out this motif and used pearl cotton to stitch it. And I think it's just great. It took me no time at all. And I made it into a little housewife. So here is the little motif. It's beautiful. And here is the little housewife that I made it into. A couple little pockets here with the little buttons. And this is to hold a wool piece to hold your needles. And on the back, it's just lots of little fabrics stitched together. So again, a little inspiration. This kind of just folds up. Little inspiration. I didn't use a pattern. I just kind of put this together, you know, off the cuff. So not hard. You can make it any size you want. It's just a super long rectangle. So cute as can be. That was a nice stitch. I did enjoy stitching on the 20 count. As I said, it went really quick, and using the pearl cotton gives excellent coverage. Beautiful colors too, beautiful colors. All right, so then one of the things that I did as a giveaway at the Primitive Needle Arts Primer was a wool piece by Maggie Bonanami called Flowers on a Windowsill. And I had it in my house, and once I gave it away, I missed it. So I made another. So let me show you. I haven't really finished the back. I plan on eventually putting quilting cotton on the back. But anyways, I have it all finished. And here it is, Flowers on a Windowsill by Maggie Bonanami. This is in one of her books. I don't remember which one, but if you want to know, just ask me in the comments below and I will check it out for you. I just love the colors. I love how the white just pops on the black background. That just floats my boat. It just floats my boat. Let me get a little closer to that beautiful flower. Yeah, it just floats my boat. And one of the things I did, I want to show you even closer, is instead of stitching down each little seed up here, I just put a big old French knot in the middle. And that gives it kind of a little bit of a three-dimensional feel to those, because they stick out just a little bit because I don't have them fully stitched down. So I kind of like that. So Flowers on a Windowsill, can't go wrong. There you go. And Maggie Bonanami, you can't go wrong. That's for sure. That's for sure. And then at that point I got into my next adventure. So this kind of brings me a little bit to my 2024 plans. And one of the big things in 2024 is that I have joined Teresa Miller's Primitive Handmaids Mercantile website. If you are not familiar with this, you definitely are going to want to check this out. You just type in your search engine, Primitive Handmaids with an S, Mercantile. And you will come to their website, and there is a little button you can click to get email reminders of when they do their sales. They do them once a month on the third Thursday of the month. And the third Thursday of January is tomorrow. So yes, this is my first posting. And so I got going on working on some things to put in my first posting in January. So I am going to show you these items that are going to be posted tomorrow evening. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And you just go on there. There are, I didn't count them all, I would say at least 20, if not more, folk artists on there that post every month. So there's a huge variety. I mean, it's like going to retreat and having 20 some vendors that you can go around and check out. And you can do it from the comfort of your home. And some of them you pay by PayPal, and some of them, I think you contact them by email and set up a payment. But there are some beautiful things coming. I have seen some previews of some gorgeous items. So hop on there tomorrow night at 9 and check it out. And get on the email so that you get the reminder as to when when they're going to be posting a sale. This is every month through the whole year. I'm going to give this a try and hope that I can keep up with creating a couple things every month. This month I created quite a bit, but I'm not sure I'll be doing that many going forward because I have some other things on my 2024 plan list. All right, so one of the first things that I'm going to be posting is Maggie Bonanami, and I'm just calling it a piece mat. A piece mat. It's woolly. Got some little berries there where I did the little French knots. I don't know if you can tell. But it's just a little woolly mat. This, of course, I did back with some beautiful quilting cotton that I had bought at my favorite quilting reproduction fabric shop called Country Treasures in Brockport, New York. So here we are. This is one of my first postings of Primitive Handmaids Mercantile this January, tomorrow evening. So there you go. That's one. Whoops, I'm dropping things here. Sorry about that, guys. Second item, remember I said I was going to show you another banner. I actually have two of these. These were inspired by Lori Brecklin. She had done something similar in one of her books, and I made mine into winter banners. As I said, I have two of them. Let's see if I can show this. So here we are. There we go. Winter. You can't see the E there very well. Oh, is that flipped? No, there it is. I guess it's just being camouflaged, but there is an E there for winter. So there you go. I put some buttons on the top of it, and I put some little, what do you call those, loops on the end, so you can hang it somewhere in your house. But yep, this will be tomorrow evening. on the Primitive Handmaids Mercantile website. There's 2 of those. And what else did I make? With a Valentine's Day coming up, I found a pattern in one of Rebecca Smith's books. What I'm just calling is a woolly heart. And you could hang it anywhere, I had mine hanging off one of my kitchen chairs. It looks beautiful. These colors pop against kind of the brown wood of my kitchen chairs. That's where I had mine hanging, but you can hang it anywhere. And basically it's a woolly heart. It's backed with wool, the same color that's on the front. Rebecca likes to do lots of little stitches, so this is very stitch heavy, I did enjoy it, and I special ordered this bias tape. That's kind of got a crocheted edge. I got it off Etsy, but the reason I did is because that's what she finished hers with, and I loved it. So I usually use what I have, but in this case, I ordered some of this because I absolutely love it. So maybe it'll be a finish. I'll use it for a finish for something else. But I think it just makes this little wool heart pop. So there you go. That's something else I'm offering. And then I kind of did a little bit of a redesign of my Book of Days covers. If you remember, this was the cover I'd made for myself last year. And I put a Maggie Bonanami woolly pattern on the front of that. And I've used it all year. Here are some of my pages all decked out. There's December. I'll show you November. I've shown some of the other pages before, but all decked out with all sorts of stickers. And so I've redesigned them. This is my new one for this year. And I did not put wool on the front of it. Am I showing you the front? Yeah, I guess I'm showing you the front. I just used some beautiful fabrics. I believe this is a French General. And, oops, he's got all, there we go. I decided for a little bit of an embellishment, I did a couple spools here and put some matching floss on there with some beads. And then here's a ribbon tie with some buttons that you can tie here in a nice bow. And then here is the 2024 Book of Days. And I've started my January. So there we go. So I have 3 of these in different fabrics. Oh, goodness. Underneath there, I'm just going back real quick, was the Wild Berries pattern. Remember I said I couldn't find it? It was underneath that. There it is. Sorry, I snuck that in there. Anyways, so these are the 3 that I'm going to be offering. This one is a blue, kind of a blue floral with some yellow birds on it. It's really beautiful, nice bright ribbon here. And here is our little spools. And these do include a brand new Book of Days. So it's kind of a set. I'm calling it a Book of Days and cover set because you do get the brand new Book of Days also in addition to the cover. So here is one. I'll just set these over here. Of course, I had to do a red. So am I showing this correct? Yeah, here is a red one. Let me show here's the fabric with some ribbon, and here's the cute little spools. So that's number 2. And then I did a brown because I love brown too. And here is number 3. Has some beautiful little orangey berries on there. And here is our little spools, brown and orangey color. Here we go with our Book of Days inside. So those are the 3 Book of Days covers that I'm offering tomorrow. And then my last offering, I am still working with Henry, my Amish friend who makes Amish baskets. And if you haven't noticed the basket behind you, I had him specially make these baskets because I love red. I said, Henry, do you think you could alternate the red and put the red through? Because the other ones just have a red band. This one has the red right through with the red up and top. I love them. I think I'm going to have him make more. So of these are the project baskets that we had for swag at the Primitive Needle Arts Primer. So these are big enough to fit your standard size project bags. And the dimensions of this I have on the Primitive Handmaids Mercantile. I don't remember off the top of my head. It has leather handles. This is lovely for shopping, lovely to take to a retreat. You could put all your project bags in there and take it along to a retreat. Extremely sturdy. He puts his name and address on the bottom of all of these. And so these are fantastical. They are fantastical. I am continuing to support my friend Henry. I've told you his story before regarding his disabled wife. And so I continue to support him. And quite honestly, I think I'm going to be ordering some more of these. But I have 5 of these available for tomorrow's sale. So head on over and grab one. You won't be disappointed. Truly, you won't be disappointed in these. These are amazing. And this red color is, he's going to be making more of these. Yep. Because I love it. So, so that kind of leads me into another plan for 2024 I might as well talk about here. And it was prompted by the fact that I want to continue to support Henry. And I kind of want to, I don't know, have another adventure. I'm all about adventures, right? So yeah, the Primitive Needle Arts Primer was quite the adventure. And I am now going on a little bit of a venture in that I have signed up to have a vending booth at a local antiques mall. However, this mall is not all antiques. A lot of it is basically, you know, retail items, gifty items, all sorts of stuff. And there's tons of little booths in there. It just so happens it's right across the street from where I work. So it's extremely convenient to me. I always see people over there. The name of this business is called the Eclectic Chick. The Eclectic Chick, and it is in Oneida, New York. The lady who owns it, Val, is trying to make this a destination place. She's already received an award for the best antique mall in New York State. I have seen buses go over there. She is expanding. I don't know exactly how many booths she has in her main area, but I'm going to guess definitely over 100. And she has now bought the space next door that used to be like a drugstore. So she's expanding into that. She's making a man cave over there and a play area for kids. So she's hoping the family can come. The husband and child can be over in the man cave in the kid area while the wife shops around. She is putting in a sweet shop. She has a reproduction, like 1950s soda palace back in there. She's going to be making milkshakes and floats and all that stuff. She's putting in ovens to make fresh baked goods and pies and cookies. This is going to be an amazing place. It already is an amazing place now. Every time I go to work, I glance over. There's always cars over there. So I applied for a booth. Am I crazy or what? I'm going to have Amish baskets in that booth. That's going to be my main item. She suggested I get some small things. And I have become a wholesaler with Monahan Papers. If you're not familiar with that website, you need to check it out. It is antique ephemera, stationery, cards, posters, and all sorts of French vibe, vintagey type stuff. So check it out, Monahan Papers. I'm now a wholesaler and will be selling some of those things in my vending booth. I'm also adding, since I am a pediatrician, going to add some kid-related items. One of the things I found online was something called a worry doll. I just placed the order. I don't have it with me. Next time around, I'll show you. Apparently, it's a Guatemalan custom that little children will tell their worries before they go to bed. They'll whisper them to the little doll, and they'll put it under the pillow, and the doll will take the worries from them. In this day and age, if you're not aware, there has been, since COVID especially, a big increase in anxiety in children. And I was hoping that this type of thing might be helpful. I think it will be. I think professionally it will be helpful. I will be talking to some of my patients about it. And I ordered some actually from a vendor who is in upstate New York in the Adirondacks. So I'm hopefully supporting another local person in their small business. And I will be looking around for other things to put in my vending booth. And please, if you see something online that you think would be perfect for a little vending booth, please let me know. I'm actively searching for little things I can put in there. My main thing is going to be the baskets, but I'd like to supplement with other little things, particularly things that are prim or vintage. As I said, I love stationery and stuff like that. So I'm gonna, from Monahan Papers, gonna have stationery and journals. I found somewhere that has really fancy little pens. So I'm gonna have all that. And then I also want to have kind of some kid-related items, as I said, things that might be helpful to children and their journey in life. So that is on my 2024 list. So between primitive handmade mercantiles, vending at the booth, and then vending at Dying to Stitch, I think I am going to have a pretty busy 2024. So I'm not sure how much personal stuff I'm going to get done, but that's okay. You know, life is an adventure. I encourage you to give something a try. If there's been something on your mind for the past several years, which this has been on my mind to give a try to, just go ahead and do it. Life's too short. Life is too short. And so I appreciate all your support that you've provided to me over the years. And moving forward, I am just super excited and can't wait. So yeah, if you can have any ideas, please let me know. One of the things that I've tried this year is this book. Not necessarily this book. This is just a blank book. I bought it years ago and it's been blank all these years. And I said, you know what, Lisa, to keep yourself together, I like to have a running list of things I need to do. Just a running list. And as I get it done, I cross it off. I started this at the beginning of the year. There are still things on here that I haven't gotten done, but at least I can go back and I don't forget about it. And I go back and say, oh geez, I got to get that done. And so it's just a running list. I even put my grocery list in here. You know, it's just a running list. I highlight the things I've done, the things I've not done, you know, are basically in pen or pencil or whatever. It's just a running list. These are things I used to be able to keep in my brain that now, if I don't write them down, I'll never remember. So basically, it's a blank book. It's a blank book, running list for all areas of my life. You know, all areas of my life, just to keep me on track. This has been super helpful. I just wanted to share that with you. I wanted to show you briefly a new sticker book I found. These are the old ones I have. I learned about these through, I need to put this down because I keep dropping it. I learned about these through Brenda and Laura. They are sticker books. This is Bees, Birds, and Butterflies, and this is Imaginarium. And I found another one that I wasn't familiar with, but maybe it's been out for a while. I don't know, but I thought it was kind of cool. It's Forests, Fairies, and Fungi. Look at that. Forests, Fairies, and Fungi. Where did I get this? I happened to be in this store at the mall with my daughter. She loves it. It's called Earthbound. I don't know if it's around the country or just here. I have no idea. It's one of those earthy shops. Anyways, it was in there. And I said, ooh, I like that. I'm going to grab that. So yeah, it's got a lot of mushrooms in it. If you're a mushroom fan, this is a book for you. It does have some fairies in it too. So lots of greenery in the front, lots of greenery, you know, that type of thing, which is up my alley. So just passing that on. I don't know if you can get it anywhere else. As I said, I happened to notice it in this store and I nabbed it. And then a couple other quick things that I have left on my bed that I want to show you. One, I told you earlier. Where did it go though? I mentioned earlier, I can't find it. Oh gracious, this is not good. I mentioned earlier that I made a mini quilt and I have the pattern, but what happened to the quilt? Did I drop it? I don't see it here. Okay, give me a second. I am going to pause you again to try to find this. Hold tight. Back again. I left it downstairs. Found it. Been loving my Singer Featherweight, and I made a quilt called Campaign Number 276 by Civil War Legacies. Here it is. And my kit was kitted by Marie at Country Treasures, so my colors are not that, but I am thrilled to have a finish on this, and it is bound. And I did a pieced backing, basically with fabrics I had left over for the kit. I said, why waste them? They would make an adorable backing. I just made that up. I just made that up, and I did put a little tag. Basically says my first mini. My first mini, December 2023. So there we are. This was fun. I loved doing it. I loved my Singer Featherweight, and there will be more of these minis in my future. So every time almost every time I do a video, I always have a quilty question. So all you quilters out there who've been so helpful to me, this is my quilty question. I'm looking at a mini pattern from Kim Deal. And in the pattern, you're making half square triangles, very small ones. In fact, I haven't looked at it in a little bit. In fact, I think you have to cut out squares that are 1 7/8. And to make the half square triangle, she recommends you cut that square in half so that you have a triangle, and then you put 2 triangles together. Now, I have seen half square triangles done a different way, where you take the square, you put right sides together, you sew down the middle, right? And then you cut it, and then you open it up, and you have a half square triangle. To me, that sounds easier, and that it might be more accurate than actually cutting this tiny little square in half and then putting these 2 little triangles together. So this is my question, because I am still a beginning quilter. Even though the pattern wants you to do it that way, can you do it another way? and I know there's triangle paper out there. I have tried that too. But where I'm getting mixed up is that if I do try it another way, and I've had many people say, make them bigger and cut them down. That's really my question. I wouldn't mind making them bigger and cutting them down. I think that would be awesome. How much bigger do you make them? And how do you know, like if I do it the way where you put the 2 squares together, how do I know how big to make the squares? Is that a dumb question? Can you just make them any size? It doesn't matter. So if the finished product has to be 1 7/8, I can just make them, 3-inch squares and cut them down, or I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I really want to do this pattern, but I don't want to do that technique of making these tiny little squares and cutting them in half. That just, to me, is asking for trouble. Like it's not going to work, and it's going to be off kilter. And so if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I would really appreciate it. You quilters out there have been so helpful for me, giving me so many tips and tricks. So this is what I'm looking for. I want to do a Kim Deal. If anybody's done a Kim Deal, I forgot the name of it. I didn't bring it over. I feel like it could be checkerboard or something like that. I don't remember. It's one of her, she does a yearly series, and it was from, I believe, last year's series. So if you've stitched it or sewed it, whatever, yeah, please let me know how you did it. That would be helpful. I appreciate it tremendously. What am I working on currently? I am working on, well, I've already finished one thing. Oh, gracious, there it is. I see it. I actually have several more things to show you. I hope you're still with me here. I do not have the pattern for this with me. I couldn't lay my hands on it, but everybody knows Blackbird Designs Ooh La La book. Very readily available. It is French, small French red samplers. I did one out of there called Les Poulettes, and it's going to go in my window project. And so I already have it laced and kind of mounted here. It's only mounted with magnets. I need to get a couple more magnets on here to hold it a little bit better. But here it is, Les Poulettes in the Ooh La La book, Blackbird Designs. Did I write down the fabric? Let me just look, if you don't mind. You can look at this while I'm checking. 36 count vintage homespun by R&R. Isn't that the cutest thing? I loved the bottom because it looked quilty to me. That's why I loved the bottom. But there it is. This is just a piece of scrapbook paper that I kind of inked up a little bit. This is obviously a piece of fabric. And this is going to be one of my windows, and this will just set right in the square of the frame. I decided to do all of them this color as the background, and they're all little red samplers of some sort. So I'm excited. I'm excited. So I have them all stitched. It's just a matter of getting them all laced. So I have 2 laced, 2 of the 6, so 4 to go. So hopefully by next time you'll see that as a completed project. So there you go. That was my first item of 2024, a start and a finish. So yay on that. And then I moved on, of course, to another Blackbird Designs. This one's called Our Home. It is out of the book For My Friend. Another out of print book. This I'm borrowing from Gail. Let's hope that Alma brings this out again, because look at this pattern. It's called Our Home Sewing Box. I don't know for sure I'm going to make it into a box. We'll see. But isn't this a gorgeous pattern? Look at that, people. Look at that house. Look at that house. Cute as can be. Cute as can be. Yeah, this is an awesome, awesome book. This is what I have so far. So this is what I'm working on. So the only whips I have is Harriet Hay and this. So here we are. Isn't that cute? That is cute. The reason I haven't started on the body of the house is because it calls for Calico Kitty by Classic Colorworks, and I don't have it. And I looked it up online, and I'm not sure I want to use it. It's very variegated and has a lot of browns to it. I think I want to do something that's red, because it's a brick house. So I might end up changing that, and I just haven't decided yet. And so that's why I'm kind of saving that, because I haven't done it yet. But I think that's coming next. I'm going to have to take the plunge and pick a red for sure. But it's super cute. Again, cross fingers, that's going to come out at some point. I don't know for sure. I'm not in the know, but I can hope, right? I can hope. So there you go on that. And what else did I want to show you? I think I have just 2 other things I wanted to show you. 3 other things I wanted to show you. Okay, let me put them here on my lap so I don't forget anything. One is that, I don't know, this was a month ago or so, after Thanksgiving, my husband and I was driving my daughter back to college. 3 hours there, 3 hours back, excuse me, and he was very generous to drive the entire way. And so I said, well, I gotta do something in the car, and I'm not a good cross stitcher in the car. So I decided to try doing a freehand embroidery sampler. I used a pencil in the car as we're driving, and I wrote letters on here, and I stitched them just with backstitch. And then when I got home, or as I was driving, or he was driving and I was stitching, I was thinking, I really should put a name on this. Whose name am I going to put on it? My husband's big into genealogy on his side of the family. So we picked his father's grandmother. Her name is Rose. We know the year she was born. I wanted to put age 5 on here. And so we found the year that she would have been 5 years old, which was 1879. So I put her name on here. And I wanted to, for a finish, I wanted to incorporate my paper crafting. And so I used some scrapbook paper and heat and bond, and put that around the outside, and then some beautiful quilting cotton that I blanket stitched on the back of some wool. So here it is. I did this all in one day from start to finish, basically because I was trapped in a car for 6 hours. And then when I got home, I did the finishing part of it. So here it is. This is my own design. Again, it's a very primitive sampler with Rose's name, age 5, 1879. There's the paper, scrapbooking paper on quilting cotton, blanket stitched to a piece of wool with some threads on it. Let's get the threads off there. So there you go. This was an adventure, and at the end of the day, I felt very accomplished. So yeah, very primitive, very primitive. So there you go. And what else have I done? I also had this beautiful pattern by Maggie Bonanami called My Wool Pocket. It's from 2019. These are available on Blackberry Primitives website. I am going to be kitting this up and offering it at some point. I don't have it ready to go now, but here is the pattern. You can kind of see them. I have a disclosure that I made each one of these, but I did not actually use the Blackberry Primitives wool. It was so beautiful, I didn't want to cut into it. I know that's crazy, but I have plenty of other wool. And I also changed the pattern a little bit in that I did some, what's this called? Oh gosh, binding. I did binding on it as opposed to blanket stitching it. So mine is a little different, but it's a very close rendition, And keep your eyes peeled for these because as I said, I'm going to have a couple kits available on that. And here is my dark version. I made them into a little kind of pocket purse kind of thing. I put a little snap in here. It's a little snap. This is wool in the inside. And this kind of wraps around to this. So it's kind of a wraparound. It's hard to see. It's kind of a wraparound. I also did the little French knots on the flowers. So there you go. So that's the dark version. And then here's my light version. This, oh, I should mention that this is hand-dyed linen from Old Tattered Flag, where again, hers would be all wool, okay? But this is hand-dyed, this is on hand-dyed linen. This one I just did on quilting cotton. This is on quilting cotton. This is my light version. Again, I put a little snap on here. Be sure I'm opening this. I don't have my glasses on. Opening this correctly. This is wool, little pocket there. And if you look on the back, isn't that cute? And then it kind of, you know, wraps around there. So there you go. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to have a couple of these kits available, but they will be all wool kits along with the pattern. So I wanted to show you that. And my latest Maggie that I am working on is called Henny Penny. These I did cut into the Blackberry Primitives wool. I had 2 of these kits available, but I've sold one already. I had mentioned that on my last video. So I still have 1 kit available. If anybody's interested in doing Henny Penny, please email me. I will have my email address in the drop-down box below, and in fact, most of my videos, I do have it there. Now this I have prepped. Some of the small pieces are kind of falling off here. I've only started stitching part of it, so I'm going to try to be kind of careful. The interesting part of this is a pieced background. I showed that on my last video. But here is Henny Penny. What I changed on here is where that small chicken is. Maggie had her initials MB, and I made a small chicken instead. So there's my small chicken following Mama Chicken, and some flowers and some pennies over here. I feel like I want to put something in this blank long spot over here on this side, but I haven't decided what. I first want to get everything stitched down. I only have this little section here down, so other things are kind of falling off a little bit, but there we are. If anybody is interested, this is made with all the Blackberry Primitives wool, so yours would look exactly like this. Let me know. I have 1 more kit available. I'm willing to get out to you if you're interested. So yes. Oops, I think I just dropped something. All right, let me set this aside here. Okay, I think that's it. Whew, that's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have to splice these guys together. I had a really good time sharing all this with you. I'm hoping you enjoyed it. If for nothing else, it gave you a little eye candy, something to look at while you're stitching your piece. I would love to hear from you. I love meeting people in person. I love hearing from you on Instagram. Feel free to Instagram message me. Not a problem. If you want to comment below, not a problem. If you want to email me, not a problem. I love hearing from people. I think this community is fantastical, and I'm looking forward this year to having some more involvement through the Primitive Handmaids Mercantile and the Dying to Stitch Retreat as a vendor. And if you're ever in upstate New York near Oneida, stop by the Eclectic Chick and check out my vending booth. At some point, I will. Obviously, it's not even set up or anything. I'm hoping to start sometime in February. And when I do have it set up, I'll take some pictures and I'll post it on here. It's going to be a super fun adventure. Please send me if you see anything that's available wholesale that you think would be super cute in a vending booth like mine. Please pass it on. And I thank you, all your quilters, for your tips and tricks making these mini quilts, specifically this Kim Deal half square triangles. That would be awesome. And I hope to be back soon to share what's next on my plate. I might do some of those kind of short videos. That was kind of fun just to show what I was working on real quick. And in 2024, I'm guessing I might do some more of those. So sorry for all the ums. I try to correct that, but it's kind of tough. I'm still working on it. I hope you guys have an awesome stitchy day, and hope to see you tomorrow evening on the Mercantile. See you later, Gator. Have a great day. Bye-bye.